Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. And today, here's what we're talking about: what you should never say to yourself. And man, this is going to be a doozy for many of us. Look, it's early in the year. You can catch it. You can fix it. You can set your life up. You can set this year up to be the best year that you've ever experienced. And so today we're just going to talk about one phrase or it's just like one way of saying something that if we were to remove that from our life, your life is gonna go to a new level. So let's jump right into this. And so here we are, January, seventh day of the week. Wow, it's just lining up so perfectly with the seventh day, and God rested and blessed the seventh day, and so just super excited about the rest. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about something, because this is something that we've all done. Have you ever said something like, man, I'm never going to do that again, or I'm not going to do something, or this is what I'm not going to eat, and so on and so forth. And anytime we use negative phrases, negative commands for something that we have to do, what does the mind hear? I'm not going to eat a cheeseburger. Here's what your mind heard: I'm going to eat a cheeseburger. Listen, I'm not going to watch that program that's bad for me. And here's what it says: go watch that program. Look, I ain't going to eat no cheesecake this month. And here's what it says: go get you some cheesecake. I'm not going to do whatever. Here's what it hears: go and do it. Your mind does not know what negative words mean. And since it doesn't know what it means, or negative commands mean, then it means that it has to share that with you. Now, how can a person rid themselves? This is going to be interesting. How can a person rid themselves of doing this? Just using negative phrases, negative words. I'm not going to do something. I even use the negative in this conversation that I started with to get your attention. What you should never say to yourself. All right. So here's the thing. Whenever we hear something, I want you to think about this. When you hear something, what happens to those words? Where do those words go? So say, for instance, you're with your boys, you're with your girlfriends, and gossip. What is gossip? Here's what gossip is. Gossip is negative words, negative conversations about people. Think about this: negative conversations about people. And so when you're hearing negative conversations, sometimes you feel like you want to keep hearing them. You feel like it's like, you know what, man, so what else happened? What else can you tell me about that? Tell me more. And so what happens is it keeps coming in. So then everything negative is what you actually crave and desire. Oh, I can preach on this for a while. And how do I know? Look, I can come onto Facebook. I can go onto now YouTube. Technically, the only thing I see on YouTube is typically stuff that I like, because YouTube just keeps feeding that. And typically it's going to be a lot of stuff similar to this, or, people that I'm listening to, mentors that I'm following. But there are times now they find a way to stick the negative things right in the center of the screen. They put it there. The news, what's happening in the government, what's happening over here, what's happening there. And they put it in the middle. Breaking news. Just click on it. Now, I don't usually do that on YouTube, but there's times when I'm just like, oh, what are they talking about? Oh, I should be informed. And so I'll click on it just to hear what it's talking about. But here's the thing. if we're going to get rid of these phrases and get rid of negativity from our life, literally, if people are talking negative around you, what should you do? I gotta go. Leave. There's conversations that I can't be in any longer. There are people that I cannot talk to because there's going to be negative talk in the conversation, which is kind of weird. It's like, I don't want to talk about anything. I'm gonna tell you what I want to talk about. Let's talk about making some money. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about starting something. Let's talk about doing things to help other people. Let's do some things that pushes our life to a new level. Those are the conversations I want to have. But I find that a lot of people are focused in on the problems. On the problems. What problems do you have in your life? Man, I'm gonna tell you. Financial problems it's like financial problems are a part of almost every person's experience. But have we learned how to deal with them? Have we learned how to deal with them? How do you deal with it? Just this morning I said to myself, if there's something that I need, if there's something that I desire, then all I have to do is create something of value for someone else, for a number of people, businesses, and show it to them, promote it to them, and then help them to see how it's packaged so that they can buy it for themselves, and then I can profit. That's how you get things. Wherein, part of the mentality that we have it now, especially in this country, is that, wow, if I could just win the lottery. If I could just win the lottery. Like just give me an opportunity to win the lottery. And here's the thing about winning the lottery. Why is it that every time people win the lottery, they just kind of end up where they was before with nothing? Because they never went through the process. They never got out of all the negativity that they were around, and all of a sudden, yeah, they had all their financial things set up and fixed, but their minds wasn't changed. They were still back in the old season, and because they was back in the old season, then they took that season of negativity into this new prosperous time. And all of a sudden, it's all gone. I saw that happen. I've seen that happen before. Not with the lottery, but I've seen it happen with something else. And when I look back on it, now I understand. I'm like, wow. You come into it, and all of a sudden, it's all gone. It's all gone. Because when you don't learn the one skill, here's the one skill. Here's the one skill that's needed. Management. When you don't learn management, then it's not even possible. It's not possible. It's not possible to even manage a lot of money. So if we're going to take something into next week, here's what we can take into next week. If there's something that we would like to do, don't focus on the things that you don't want to do. I'm gonna say that again. If there's something that you would like to do, let me say this. Let me say this a different way. If there's something that you would like to do, only focus on what you would like to do. Only focus on the solutions to that thing. Only focus on what is good. Only focus on what can help you. Only focus on the things that actually push your life to the next level. The moment you switch it and start focusing in on all the on all the don'ts, on all the nots, on all the nevers, then what happens is, then your mind has to present you with the opportunities of all the nevers, of all the don'ts, of all the nots. And look, that's how God set us up. Now, how do I know God set us up this way? God gave us a powerful sense. What sense did God give us? Before I tell you that sense, let's go over the senses that God gave us. He gave us touch. You can touch things. God gave us, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can see it, you can smell it, and you can hear it. And the word of God says this in Hebrews, I believe. Is it Hebrews? I believe. Word of God says this. No, it's Romans. Faith comes by hearing, hearing, hearing. Imagine all the things that you've heard in your life that will produce your faith, or that will produce your fear, that will produce your anxiety, that will produce negativity because it went in here. So, a lot of people saying seeing is believing. Seeing is actually not believing, because I can look at something and not see what I actually desire. So if God is saying that you will know me, you will understand me because you heard me, because you heard my words and you listened to my words, then all that means is, I can't let anything into my ears. I can't let anything into my ears. Oh, okay, man. But my girlfriend, she's talking this, she's saying this. Well, I'm out of here. See you later. Oh, my boys is calling me and they're talking about this. I'm out of here. I'm not even going to hang around, because I can't afford to hear it. There were so many things that I used to be involved in. Now I realize it's almost like I'm in obscurity. I'm actually going to see a friend of mine next week. I say, man, I got to hang around some new people. I've got to hang around some people that's doing some things. Here's where I'm gonna let you go, because guys, you still and I still have 350 something days left in 2023. So if you heard all the negative stuff this week, if you've been listening to gossip, if you've been focused on all the do's and not the do's, but if you've been focused on all the don'ts and all the nevers and all the nots, oh shoot. You get to reset. You get to do over. Then how are you going to do that? That's the next thing. How are you going to do that? I heard a great pastor say this just recently. Here's what he says. Walk away. Walk away. The moment you start seeing these things, walk away. The moment you start hearing those things, walk away. But what's that? No, but I don't want to offend anybody. You're not going to offend anybody. It's offensive to you if you keep listening. So walk away. That's all you do. That's how you do it. That's it. Jay, it's too simple. Yeah, I know it's too simple. Can you do it? When you hear the gossip from your best friend, can you say, I gotta go because you're on the phone? I gotta go. I got something else I gotta do. I can't talk about this right now. Oh, but I really want to get this off my chest. I can't hear it right now. Can you do it? Can you walk away? You should never allow yourself to listen to it, because if you do, just say to yourself, I guess the things that I really desire I'll never. Well, I may not get. And if you want something new, if you want something special in this season, then it's got to be a change that's made. I'm changing. I don't know about you. That's why I do these podcasts. I do these podcasts simply to let people know every day what it is that I'm thinking about and how I'm moving and how I'm thinking about my life and where my life potentially can go. You're in the conversation with, it's like I'm in the conversation with myself and God, just talking about all the stuff that I'm going through, and you just so happen to be a part of that today. So what you should never say to yourself is, you should never say negative. You should never give yourself negative commands, because when you give yourself a negative command, then your mind has to present those things to you for you to do them. And typically that doesn't get to you to where you would like to be. So change that. Use the rest of this year to get that fixed. Move to your next level. Account for your life. God bless you. Guys, I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, and I help people like you account for their life and their business. God bless, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the Healthy Accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.